caught 4 for 34 today.
McCutcheon shoots up the gap. Bangs his way inside the 35-yard line and down to the 34. Brazine and Ortega both combined on the stop for Atlanta.
Here's a little quick draw up the middle, trap blocking and a smooth running gait of Lawrence McCutcheon. Bring up third, about 5.
Ball is down inside the 34 now. We have 10-10 to play in the third quarter. McCutcheon, as you see, almost to 100.
The key again, watch the backs for the Rams.
On 3rd and 5, Hayden takes a look. Perfect throw in the flat to his tight end, Nelson. But we'll have to see if he got the first down. He will advance the ball. Down, he apparently has it. They have it spotted. Looks like he's going to have it.
Here comes the 5-man rush. The backs stay in. They help out. A little square out pattern to Terry Nelson. And he's thrown out.
A strong safety throughout the tight end, but it was a first down play. Now they're going to measure where they have the ball spotted.
I think he got the benefit of his forward progress there. I don't think his forward progress really got to the 29-yard line, but that's one of the judgment calls.
Well, I'll find out together. He got it with relative ease. First down, Rams. So Hayden brings his team back to the huddle now. The Rams closing up with a very tough game next week against a team that has to keep winning. The Washington Redskins, they play at RFK Stadium in Washington. You'll see that game next Saturday afternoon here on CBS. The Falcons close out regular season play at New Orleans, where
Atlanta.
Flags are half-mast today.
At Atlanta.
Or Atlanta, excuse me. New Orleans and Atlanta.
The reason I know that is I'll be there.
Pitch back. Great football. Hayden gets it all the way back at his 48-yard line. Now the Rams are taken out of field position, and he gets some booze cascading down. You get an idea what Lehman Bennett and his improved team have meant to Atlanta. Last season, the Falcons averaged about 38,000 people a game, 37.8, and this year they're averaging over 52, and they'll be pretty close to a full house next Sunday, the final regular season game. Now it's second down coming up, and
a lot.
Second and 28. Hayden said after he threw that touchdown pass to Harold Jackson last week against Oakland, it's just amazing what happens when you close your eyes and heave it. McCutcheon inside the 40, 35, and out of bounds to the 33. That'll bring up 3rd and long, but not nearly as long as it was.
You know, McCutcheon gets a lot of publicity out here. Here comes McCutcheon off, and watch him cut back. He cut to the open spot beautifully. That's Frank Reid knocking him out of bounds, but he is probably the most unpublicized 1,000-yard rusher maybe in the National Football League. You know, back in New York, for instance, I doubt very seriously a lot of people know who Lawrence McCutcheon is. I'm telling you, for a guy who's done what he has done, it's unbelievable. And he does it in a quiet way.
Yeah, he really does. He doesn't get a lot of celebration. 3rd and 14. Hayden looks. Lets her rip. Jackson, nope, too much on it.
Rick Bias had slipped down inside the 5-yard line, and Hayden just sailed it out of the end zone.
He's got a big league arm, Hayden, no question about that. Mowina in the defensive front. 74 was on the stop.
He'll go upstairs this time. John Williams coming back to the huddle. 10-year veteran out of Minnesota. Rick Bias. I was going to say Rick Bias, who's playing the defensive right corner for Atlanta, has given the receiver on that side a lot of room all day long. Let's see if Hayden comes over to him.
Hayden takes a look. He's flushed now. Now puts it up and beat. Nelson is there to make the reception, but he is going to be short of a first down.
Good defensive play by Pennywell right there, the linebacker.
A rookie from Grambling, a very fine defensive play indeed, as he made the hit, made the coverage, and the Falcons will get the ball back on a punt now as Glenn Walker is on the field for the first time. Glenn Walker from Southern California. They called him a beer can punter at Southern California, non-returnable. He hits it very high. Rylan Lawrence is back deep for the Falcons. The Rams are the best team in the National Football League at covering punts. They have given up less than 4 yards of return to the opposition. There is Rylan Lawrence.
Measurement, but there wasn't even close, maybe about a half size of a football.
So after those 2 quick scores, the first 2 times they've had the ball, the Rams have not been moving with much consistency against the Falcons. Their defense tightening up. Rylan Lawrence back at his 11-yard line. Hunter might not be going in, but he's still warming up enthusiastically on the far sideline.
Bob Pifferini is now doing his snapping for the punts, and he's a deputy sheriff at Santa Cruz, was called midway through the season.
Walker hits a high punt. A diving reception. Looks like Billy Rickman, who came down and got the ball. And so there is a pause in the action as the Falcons send out their offense for the first time, and it's Bartkowski at quarterback.
The IBM Series 3, a copier duplicator that does it all. This button gives you copies on both sides. This button gives you reduced copies. This button collates. And to feed it, you don't even have to press a button. The IBM Series 3 copier duplicator, a copier duplicator that does it all.
America's best-selling new car in history, the new Ford Fairmont. What's behind Fairmont's success? Fairmont's mileage, highest EPA mileage rating of any mid-size car. Fairmont's roominess, more room for the money than any other car. Fairmont's price, lowest sticker price of any mid-size car. Test drive America's best-selling new car ever at your Ford dealer, where the better ideas keep coming.
Well, when a man's hungry, he's hungry. I never saw anything like this. Cricky's probably the only guy in broadcast business can eat lunch and do a game at the same time.
Try to get it while you can, Paul.
All righty.
Dutchman taught me that first year I worked with him.
He taught you a lot of things, the Dutchman.
Now the Falcons go on offense first time in the third quarter. The ball at their 27-yard line. Stand back, gets the call, gets out to the 30, didn't get much. Simpson, the free safety, and he's playing like an all-pro. Number 48, in his 4th year from Michigan State, made the hit for Los Angeles.
They feel here in Los Angeles if Bill Simpson does not make all-pro, something's wrong. He has really contributed in that Los Angeles Ram defense. He's got 5 interceptions. He's recovered a couple of fumbles, and he's just been all over the field in that secondary.
2nd and 7. Alfred Jenkins turned in. Bartkowski drilled the ball out.
Wasn't any excuse there unless there was a mix-up between Jenkins and Bartkowski. This is just a turn-in pattern. Jenkins runs a good pattern. Bartkowski, and he's wide open. He just threw it poorly.
So now at 12:21 left to go in the third quarter, the Falcons break the huddle. 3rd down coming up. 3rd and 7. You see Bartkowski's numbers, but they're haven't been very significant in the game's development as he's gotten down close once.
Same play.
Ooh, Mitchell goes for the ball. It's a little bit long, and Elmendorf was covering also. Ball.
Jenkins was wide open on a turn-in again. All he had to do was look to his flanker, Alfred Jenkins, on a deep turn-in. It had been a first down.
Say one thing for this Rams secondary, they're around the football about as much as anybody have seen. The Rams are only the Falcons are only 1 for 7 on 3rd down conversion. James punts again. There's a penalty marker down. Not too good a punt. Waddy at his 28. But I think, Paul, that the Falcons had a man down the field too early again.
Well, they will not take this penalty then because they've got fine field position offensively. Waddy there. James didn't get his best foot forward that time. He's been averaging close to 50 yards. He kind of shanked it.
Illegal motion, number 45, offense, declined, first down.
John James with his first punt that was not an excellent effort, so the Rams will take that. They'll be coming back on offense, first and 10 at their 47 when we return with the score LA 9, Falcons nothing.
Stop off at our Goodrich dealer, Stanley. We must have the radial tires rotated.
Have them what?
Rotated, sir. Put the front ones in the back and the back ones in the front. Move them, sir, so they'll wear more evenly.
The Goodrich dealer says they'll last longer.
How ingenious. No wonder those clever Goodrich people made that marvelous blimp.
Stanley, do you ever wonder why you're up there and he's back here?
Tires you can trust. B.F. Goodrich. The other guys.
Excuse me, ma'am. We'd like to take away their Schlitz and have them try our beer.
You want to take away their Schlitz? You want to take away their gusto? You're cute. Dumb, but cute. You want to take away their Schlitz, their gusto? You're going to end up a cornerstone in a high-rise. They're going to turn you into an off-ramp on the interstate. Take away their gusto.
If you don't have Schlitz, you don't have gusto. Probably you don't have beer.
Schlitz.
The roughest gang in town drafts Sisnick as their leader.
They told me you ripped out little Louie's tongue.
Oh, Miss Sisnick, Wednesday, right after Good Times.
We are back at the Los Angeles Coliseum on a December day with the temperatures in the mid-60s, cloudy skies, as the Rams go on offense now for the first time in the third quarter at their 47. Cappelletti looks for his blockers, keys off, and then puts his head down and gets to the 46-yard line. Mara knocked him down for Atlanta. There's a good gain on the play. Using his blockers to their fullest.
They got a double wing set up to the left side. All Cappelletti does is wait for the stand-up, blocks to clear, and pick a little opening. Wilson Falmouine also in on the stop.
You know, I've heard it said, and you can see it off that run, his running style resembles a lot your own. It really does.
Never watched myself that much, you know, to really compare with anybody, but I consider that a nice thing for you to say, because I'm a big fan of Cappelletti's.
Well, he reads and he runs with power, and instead of a lot of dancing, he uses just a lot of shoulder and head fakes. That's how you used to run. I haven't seen you run lately.
I tried to run up these steps today. Didn't quite make it.
The elevator was out. We had to come up the steps. So we now have the ball out to the 45-yard line of Atlanta as the Rams break the huddle. Third down and 2 coming up. Cappelletti, you see, with 11 carries for 43 yards. McCutcheon has broken the Rams' all-time rushing record here today.
Blitz.
Cappelletti breaks tackle and gets inside the 40 and down to the 39-yard line.
Rick Bias on the stop for Atlanta. And if they would have had a play-action pass call there, it would have been perfect because everybody was coming. The safety blitz was on.
Third down conversion for the Rams, and it was only the third time in the game that they've done it in 9 attempts. Now, this is a big game for the Los Angeles Rams. Number one, they're playing for the home field. Number two, they're playing a team that beat them rather soundly opening day and stopped their running game. And they want very much to keep this offense generating as it's been in the recent weeks. You can't let up. Down the stretch is the key. And here is Hayden throwing long. Too much on it for Harold Jackson. Hayden went down, hit by Merrill when he released the ball. Ken Stabler, the Oakland quarterback, said last week, you can really tell if you're ready to go to the big game, the Super Bowl, by who you beat down the stretch. If you start to win the big games there, you're peaking, and there's a pretty good chance you're going to keep winning in the playoffs.
Yeah, that was a big win for L.A. last week against Oakland. Just what they needed.
So the ball is now at the 39-yard line. Second down and 10 is coming up for Los Angeles. The Rams lead the game at 9-0, got all their points in the first quarter. Touchdown pass, Hayden to Cappelletti, 25 yards. Field goal by Rafael Septien.
Jackson has caught 4 for 34 today.
McCutcheon shoots up the gap. Bangs his way inside the 35-yard line and down to the 34. Brazine and Ortega both combined on the stop.